Dune is probably one of the best films I have seen for the last 2 miserable pandemic years. I will talk about the pros first and then the cons. Dune mostly continues the iconic visual style intertwined with time and space, and the philosophical exploration of Denis Villeneuve's previous films like Arrival and Blade Runner 2049. Breathtaking, majestic cinematography of the desert planet's landscape, manifesting the irresistible negligibility facing nature and fate. Shallow focus close-up shots of the protagonist to show their struggle for self-identity. In the case of Dune, is Paul's conquering fear to accept his destiny as the one and embrace his vision of the future. Close-up of characters' hands to depict characters' emotions and relationships. Excellent montage to create many epic scenes and moments. Green and blue color in Caledon contrast with the greatest tone in Arrakis. Overexposure is sometimes used to indicate that he is son of Arrakis. Creative production design visualize the weird tools and transportation in the novel, such as this helicopter. The cons of these films are all resulted from the limitation of adaptation, so I wouldn't be too harsh on it. Dune only adapts the first half of the first novel, and it simply doesn't fit into the first act play narrative of a movie. The first act contains way too many scenes. The movie is only 2.5 hours long, but it feels very long. At first I thought it's slow paced and with many long takes, but not really. There's not a single long take that I'm impressed. Contrary to my belief, the film is actually fast paced. Some scenes, especially in the first act, are rather short and fast, mostly used to introduce background information. There are too many informative dialogue and too few long takes for a movie that is towards an art house style. The third act is missing a real exciting climax, and it ends with a lingering, unsatisfying closure. I was shocked when the film ended, it just felt very sudden. I think Villeneuve is probably pressured by the film company to make the movie slightly more commercial and fast-paced to control the film within 2.5 hours. It can be much longer than that. I don't care about some idiot saying the film is too long and slow and boring. A Villeneuve philosophical film should be long and boring, and it's not long and boring enough. Many important details related to the latest story and characters' background story from the novel are erased. The result is that the supporting characters don't have enough screen time and they feel plain. Lady Jessica is very important in the novel, but in the film she is just overshadowed. The movie also doesn't give enough time to depict Paul and his father's relationship, so that Paul's grief later in the story can be more emotional. These are all problems resulting from adaptation. The only resolution is to adapt the novel into a television series, so that the characters and variety of plot lines can be explored. But then it's a pity not able to watch Dune on a big screen. Another con is the music. The music of Hans Zimmer is so epic that it overshadows the visual. Maybe because I watched the IMAX version, the movie sounds even louder. Loud epic background music never stops throughout the whole film. When everywhere feels like a climax, nowhere truly feels like a climax. Sometimes silence is a better way to create suspense and philosophical vibe, and Dune just lacks it. Again, I think this is a commercial problem. They don't want to miss any chance to use the music when it's so good. But sometimes less is more. Overall, I really like Dune, but this is still limited by the adaptation and commercial choices. I wouldn't say it's comparable to 2001 A Space Odyssey or Solaris, but it's definitely comparable to Blade Runner or Lord of the Rings if considered its adaptation nature. It refines a way to solve the problem of its duration, pace, and how it uses music. It might ascend to a whole new level and truly becomes a timeless masterpiece that owns a special place in film history. I will dive deep into this film in my future videos after the film is released online. Stay tuned for more ways of seeing.